Hello and welcome. This is Scott with Project Healing Waters, Fayetteville, North Carolina program. And today's fly is the orange-bellied ant. And the materials that we're using for this are very, very simple. And I was doing some research and we needed to get some flies. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the materials in time. So what I did is just looked at some flies that we could utilize around here. We can utilize out on the stream. So it's an all-around fly for like panfish and fishing underneath structures as like a fallen log jams, fallen trees, trees that are overhanging the stream to where an ant would fall in. It's a dry fly, so it hasn't been used yet. I'm going to try and use it this weekend when I head down to Maggie Valley for the festival, but we'll see if it. We had gone to the Mitchell and had a bunch of stuff rising, and we were using a black ant. So this is a variation of that. So when it'll start as a dry fly, but then it'll get wet, and then you'll have to put some floating on it or something like that. But I'm excited to use it and see what actually will happen with it. So let's go ahead and get started. And like I said, the materials that we use for this are it's minor. And a spool of thread, orange thread, a bucktail, and hooks. You can tie many dozens of them. The hook that we're using is a J. Stockard 510, and that's a wet hook, but it won't matter. Thread we're using is Danville 140 dinar, and then of course this brown bucktail. So we want to start the thread behind the eye, and we're just going to carry it all the way back. I didn't get my tool set up before I started this, but I think we're good. Got you, and I'll get these scissors. Okay. So what we want to do is we're going to carry this all the way back to where we're going to tie in the deer hair. And so I'm at the bucktail. So I'm going to grab a little portion of this bucktail, and essentially what you want to utilize, what you want to cut off, is about a quarter of a pencil. And then out of that you are going to reduce that probably down in half. So what we want to do is we got our little amount of bucktail, and so now what we want to do is we want to strip all the small fibers off of it and just pull it back and forth, get the small ones, and then grab it in the back, and you can see we got some long stragglers that we're going to pull out, and you can just discard them. And oops, lost camera. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to take these and put them in your hackle stacker. And what I want to do is I want to put the tips in first. Now, I'm going to do this off camera because my room that I'm working with is not easy with the camera. So I've got it in the hackle stacker, and now we're just going to stack the tips down. And that's what we're looking for. So what we want to do is take it to the end, and then we want to remove, we kind of want to make this flush. And so we're going to trim it down and make it flush. And then I'm going to tie this in right there, right behind the hook eye. But I'm going to have the fibers go all the way to the hook eye. I'm going to tie it in at the bend of the hook. So let's go ahead and put it in. And then we're going to secure it with 2 light wraps so we can bring this back. Okay. And then here you have 2 choices. You can go ahead and wrap forward, or you can take all this and just cut it off. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it forward just to build up the body a little bit. I'm just going to do loose wraps to capture everything so it doesn't spider out on me. And it looks like I went over the eye of the hook. So we got to back up a little bit, and then we're just going to hopefully bring all this back and cut it without getting our thread. But we'll see. It wouldn't be the first time I did it, and I'm sure it won't be the last. And essentially what we want is we just don't want any of those fibers going over the eye of the hook. And looks like that'll be alright. And so now we're just going to take it and we're going to wrap it back. Reason we're doing this is because it is called the orange belly ant, and we want the belly to be orange. And so we're just going to take it, bring it back, cover up any of the bucktail. And looks like I've got a little exposure right there. And a little bit more. Use the camera to fill it. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring it back. And what we're doing now is we are going to build the back portion of this, and I pushed it all down into the vise, but we can get it back out. Okay. And we just want to fold it forward. And put some wraps in it. Like so. And that creates the back end of the ant. And then we're going to grab these fibers bring them backwards. We're going to bring our thread forward. And then we're going to cinch down on the front. And bring that back. And the reason I like to do that, because if you don't carry the thread forward, these fibers here will sprawl out, and it's really, really hard to manage. So now what we want to do is we want to grab this to make the front end of it, and we're going to carry it, we're going to bring it towards us a little bit, because it does tend to want to curve clockwise around the shank of the hook. And so here we're just creating the front part of the ant. And we can be a little tighter. And then we're going to grab and let's put some thread wraps behind it so we can get this to stand up. Right there. And there we go. Front portion looks good. Back portion looks good. And looks like it crawled on me a little bit. But that's alright. I'm not very good at this, but you guys get the general idea. You basically want these fibers to be on top and not on the side. Want to create kind of like the back of a way an ant would look. So now what we want to do, but for demonstration purposes, this is perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to take our scissors or anything pointy and separate these fibers. You don't have to be completely equal, but proportionate. And so, I'm just going to do it with my fingers. Next, grab a couple more. And essentially what we're doing now, we're going to make the wings. So we're just going to grab these fibers and send them outward. Oops, I'm blocking the camera. But just grab what I did. Sorry, I was blocking the camera. Grabbing the deer hair, and I just split it in half on top of the shank here. And then I just separated. Let me turn this. You can see how I've kind of separated it. Got this half and this side here. Okay, so let's get back. So now what I want to do is I want to create figure eights over these to keep them in place. Right there, and we're not doing too many. Make sure I get my fingers out of this so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so now I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to grab these fibers because I want them to protrude out. Right there. And then we're going to grab these fibers again. And then we're going to come over. Right there. Okay. And that looks pretty good to me. We don't want to overload this top with thread. So there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a quick whip finish in it so I don't lose my work. Just be careful not to capture your fibers like I just almost did. I think I did, but I can work around that, or I'll cut it out, one of the two. Alright, just 3 wraps is good. Secure it. Okay, so now we're going to move our thread. And let me bring that fiber back. Now what we want to do is I'm going to bring the vise down. That's the one that's bothering me there. It's alright, we're cutting these short. So essentially what we want to do is we want to capture all the fibers, and we're going to bring it straight out, and then we just want to create a little wing. Like so. Just grab these fibers, and we're just going to create a little wing. Like that. And there you go. Simple, low material ant. Like I said, it hasn't been tested yet. The wings could be pushed up another millimeter or two, maybe another millimeter, but it serves the purpose. And I'm excited to throw this to see what kind of results I get. And then you can come up underneath here and you can see the orange belly. So this is Project Healing Waters, and this is the orange belly ant, a fly that I had just whipped together by just viewing some other people's videos and just utilizing some materials that I already had on hand. We don't get to mess around with bucktail too much, so that was another reason. And it's time for well, it's not. It was a while ago, but this time of year you can actually do some dry flies and stuff like that. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. If you want to follow us, we're going to be doing 2 flies a month. Well, for as long as I'm doing it. There will be 2 flies a month that we'll be posting. We're doing other videos. We just finished the Veteran on the Flies tournament, the Blue Falcon, and that video was posted. And it was a really good tournament. It was tough fishing for a few because we had a storm come through, which brought in a cold snap, and it rained in the morning as well. So it made fishing for the tournament very competitive, and it was exciting. I think everybody had a great time. All right, this is Scott with Fayetteville Project Healing Waters in North Carolina, and we appreciate you watching. Share and like and follow. We appreciate it. Thank you.